Hey juvenile delinquents, just like most Saturdays, it's time for me to talk about an episode of a superhero animated series. Today I'll be talking about the Batman Beyond episode Big Time. I'm on my way, I'm making it. If you haven't seen the episode and you don't want to be spoiled, go watch the episode before I finish this introduction. And if you have seen the episode but it's been a little while, you're in luck because I'll be summing up the episode before I get into the review itself right now. Charles Big Time Bigelow, former friend of Terry, has been released from prison but immediately is talking about returning to a life of crime. Terry tries to talk him out of it and even gets him a job at Wayne Powers, which Big Time uses as part of a larger heist. While Batman tries to stop the heist, Big Time gets doused by super plant growth formula, which turns him into Mr. Hyde from the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie. Terry prevents Big Time from killing his partners in crime, but feels horrible about Big Time's turn to crime and his transformation. Cue credits. We've known for quite a while that Terry was a bad seed when he was younger, but I think this is the first time we actually get concrete examples of what Terry did to end up in juvenile detention. When he was 14, he and Big Time, 18 at the time, got busted with attempted theft. In theory, this is a great way to flesh out Terry's backstory because it shows us specifically how Terry differs from Bruce. Terry didn't have the perfect childhood Bruce had before his parents were killed, which indirectly led to him getting involved with the wrong crowd. But I think an episode like this should have come in Season 1 instead of Season 3. By now, we know Terry is a different kind of character than Bruce, and we know he's a different kind of Batman than Bruce was because his approach is different. This episode could have been a great way to convey this information to us in Season 1, but by now, it feels less necessary because that information is already old news. Another thing I don't think worked with this episode is that it feels like it wants the episode to feel sorry for Big Time, and I never even came close to feeling sorry for him. He commits a crime when he's 18 and does the time for it, and as soon as he's out of jail, he's asking Terry to do a job with him. It'd be one thing if we just got one line telling us Big Time had a rough childhood like Terry. Maybe his dad was a criminal and Big Time tried stealing to support his mom or something like that. Then we'd at least have a real human motivation for why he did what he did. And then maybe, when he gets out of jail, he tries the straight and narrow, but nobody will give him a job. He ends up having to work in the fast food industry, but it's just barely enough to pay his rent, and he still has other bills to pay. Then an old contact offers him a job to make some quick cash. Under these conditions, I'd feel a little sorry for Big Time, but these things aren't present in this episode. Big Time is just a dumb thug who doesn't understand that what he did was wrong, and you have to pay the price for doing something like that. And furthermore, you shouldn't do it again after paying the consequences the first time. Heck, if this episode had played around with Big Time maybe considering keeping his job with Wayne Powers and not throwing it away for the heist, I would have liked him a lot more, even if he had decided to go with the heist anyway, because again, him considering that would at least make him seem like a real human being. But as is, he's almost just a vehicle to help move the plot along, with no real character beyond, I should be allowed to commit crimes for reasons. Then again, maybe the episode really doesn't want me to feel sorry for Big Time. After all, Bruce, Max, and even the worst human being in the galaxy, Dana, all distrust Big Time with good reason. It's really only Terry who tries to see past Big Time's past, and that could be another good way to build on some character traits for Terry. Even though he's part of a legacy for the grim Dark Knight of Gotham, he's not without compassion, and he tries to see the best in people, even people everyone else has given up on. But in this case, Terry's compassion really comes across as Terry's raging stupidity. This is another example of why this episode should have been in Season 1 instead of Season 3. Terry's been doing this for a pretty long time by now, but when Terry offers Big Time a job with Wayne Powers, he's really just playing right into Big Time's hands. This is a rookie mistake that I could see Season 1 Terry making, but Season 3 Terry should be smarter than that. This really wasn't a bad episode. Conceptually, it's great, but it fails in the execution of that concept, making this one memorable more for what it could have done instead of what it actually did. But what did you guys think of this episode, and of my review? If you liked it, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you did like it, you're in luck because I do this sort of video every week. Next week, I'll be talking about an episode of Batman the Animated Series, and the week after that, I'll be tackling another episode of Batman Beyond. And I also do other videos throughout the week, so be sure to check those out as well. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Catch you later.